this video, we will walk through a complete demonstration of CBR generation for a T&M project. Before we begin, please ensure that the project should be in approved status with active resource allocation, as this is a prerequisite for CBR generation. Since we have already covered project creation and approval flow in project creation and RMG video, so we'll now be proceeding with CBR generation for this T&M project. So PM is the one who is responsible for generating the CBR. So let us log in with the project manager. So we are logged in with the project manager. So let's click on the left-hand navigation panel and we'll click on projects and then my projects. So we have already created a billable project which with the billing type as T&M. So I'll just open the project and we'll be navigating to project commercials. So here we can see that the billing type is T&M. And also for the same project, we have raised a PRJS or WPO, and there's also an active resource allocation in this project, and the same resource has been allocated to a task as well. So now we will go ahead and generate CBR for this T&M project. So let us click on generate CBR. So here, when we click on generate CBR, we do have a CBR filter screen. So we need to choose the CBR date range for which we want to go ahead and generate the CBR for. And this date range should fall between the project start date and end date. So we will choose the CBR date range from 1st of April to 10th of April. And by default, the PRJS WPO is chosen because we do have only one PRJS WPO associated in this project. But if there are many, then we have number of PRJS WPOs in the drop down option and we can choose the desired PRJS or WPO for which we want to go ahead and generate the CBR for. So since we have only one, so this entry is pre-chosen. And if we click on this resource allocated, so we'll also be able to see all the resources which are allocated within this project for which we are going to raise the CBR. So now we'll just go ahead and click on proceed. So now we'll see the first tab is the overview tab, which will have all the details. So the first section is the CBR details, where the CBR ID and the PRS or WPO ID is populated, and also we can view the CBR date range. Then the next section is the project details. So all the details of the project will be fetched from the project details tabs. And the last section is current CBR financial details. So we will have the total PRS or WPO amount and the CBR billable amount. But since we haven't raised any invoicing time card for the resources allocated, so the current CBR billable amount is not yet calculated, therefore the value is 0. So as soon as we raise the invoicing time cards and against any resource and there is a value available, so this field will be pre-filled. Now the next tab we have is the summary tab. So here, since we haven't raised any invoicing time card yet, so there's no summary to show. That's why the table is blank. Then the next tab we have is invoicing horizontal view. So in this tab, we can see that whatever resources are tagged into this project and are allocated into this project will be visible here. And we can go ahead and create invoicing time cards for these resources. So we'll just click on create invoicing time cards. Now we just need to choose the start date and the end date, and this date should fall between the CBR date range. So let us choose the start date as 2nd of April and we'll choose the end date as 8th of April. Then we need to choose the resource for which we want to raise the invoicing time cards. We'll choose Sai as our resource. Then the actual bill rate the actual bill rate is entered while doing the loading and allocation of the resource, so that information is coming from those sections of the project. Then we'll go ahead and choose the task type category. So now going ahead in the CBR invoicing horizontal and vertical view, we have removed one option in the task type category called billable training. So we'll be only seeing billable work going ahead. So we'll just choose billable work. And this work hours also fetched from allocation and requisition. So we'll just change it to 6 and we can go ahead and save this. So as soon as we have created an invoicing time card, then we can see that for the selected date date range. The hours are pre-filled for the employee, and based on the actual bill rate and total hours, the CBR billable amount is also calculated for this employee. Similarly, we can go ahead and create an invoicing time card for another resource as well. So we'll just go ahead and navigate to invoicing vertical view. So in the invoicing vertical view, all the details that we have just raised in the invoicing time card in horizontal view will be visible in the vertical view. So the date range that we have selected and whatever is the task type category and what is the billing rate and what are the hours we have chosen, all the information will be available in a vertical view. And the last tab is non-billable time cards. So if the associated project has any non-billable task and we want to go ahead and create a non-billable invoicing time card as well, then all the information will be available here. But since we do not have any non-billable task created in this project, so therefore the details in this tab is empty. Now we will navigate to summary tab. So previously there was no information in the summary tab, but since we have raised an invoicing time card for one of the resources, so details are available here. So we can find out the CBR billable amount is also available. Now we'll go to the overview tab. So previously the CBR billable amount was 0, but now since we have created a invoicing time card, so the amount is also populated in this current CBR billable amount for which we are going to go ahead and raise the CBR for. Now let us go ahead and attach one attachment in the project details, which is a mandatory attachment, and then we can go ahead and click on save. So we can see that the CBR is saved successfully and the status of the CBR is still in draft because this is not being submitted yet for approval. So we will go ahead and open the CBR by clicking on the CBR ID. We can again review the information before submitting it for invoicing manager's approval, and then we can go ahead and submit the CBR as well. And if you click on discard, in that case, this CBR will be discarded and the project manager needs to raise a new CBR again. So we'll just go ahead and submit this CBR for approval. And we can see that the CBR is submitted successfully. And the status has also been updated from draft to pending for invoice manager approval. So now we'll quickly log in as invoicing managers to approve this CBR. So while generating SOWPO, which is mapped into this project, we choose the invoicing manager, invoicing approver, so that invoicing manager, invoicing approver, which are tagged to the desired SOWPO, which we use in the PR SOWPO for allocating some value in the project, will be tagged as the invoicing managers and invoicing approvers for approving the CBR's invoicing instructions. So Pujara Kesri is the tagged invoicing manager. So we are logged in as Pooja Kesri. We'll just go to actions and then to CBR approvals. So this is the CBR approval grid for the invoicing manager. Now we'll just open the CBR ID for which we have just sent out the request for CBR approval. So now for the invoicing manager's view, the invoicing manager also can view the details of the entire CBR that has come for its approval. So all the details are available here and are in read-only mode. So invoicing manager cannot edit any of the information, but there are some certain fields which are available. So invoicing manager can also make edits and go ahead and approve the CBR. So we can see that all the information is available for invoicing manager's view. Now, if the invoicing manager wants to download the entire information, then he just needs to click on download and all the information will be downloaded. So depending upon your choice, you can just go ahead and choose the options and all the information in all the tabs will be downloaded in the form of an Excel file. And if you want to go ahead and download information only for some specific tabs, then this can also be done by choosing the desired option and exporting the deselected information. So we'll just go ahead and click on discard for now. Then by clicking on view for full project details, the invoicing manager will be able to view the entire project details. If they want to go ahead and review the project, then we'll click on back and we'll be navigated to the same approval screen. And if the invoicing manager wishes to send back the CBR, in that case, they can go ahead and click on send back and enter the mandatory comments to let the project manager know that what amends are needed, and the project manager can make the necessary changes and resubmit the CBR for approval to invoicing manager. And if the invoicing manager wants to go ahead and just approve the CBR, simply they can click on approve and they can enter the mandatory comments and approve the CBR. So let us go ahead and click on approve and just approve the CBR. So we can see that the CBR is approved successfully and it has also moved out of invoicing manager's approval bucket. Now we'll again go back to the left-hand navigation panel. We just click on CBR and CBR invoicing instructions tab. So this is the CBR view for the invoicing manager, where the invoicing manager can view all the CBRs for which he is tagged as invoicing manager with different statuses. So this is the CBR view for the invoicing manager. And we can see that the project for which we have just raised the CBR and sent it to invoicing manager for approval is also available in the grid, and the status has been updated to ready for invoicing instructions. So this can also be verified by going again to the PM's login. So we'll just go ahead and refresh the screen and we'll go to the CBR tab and we can check here that the CBR status has been updated from pending for invoicing manager approval to ready for invoicing instructions. So now this CBR is approved and can be used for generating invoicing instructions. So that is how you can go ahead and generate a CBR for a T&M project. Thank you.